everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I last said that, but I'm back, baby. And today I thought, well, today I tried filming this makeup look, but the lighting is so dodgy. That's the only thing with autumn winter in the UK, is lighting is so hit or miss. Like, you can see the sun is shining, but it's just weird lighting today. So today I thought I would show you guys how I edit my photos on Instagram. Yay! I've been asked quite a few times recently because I've recently changed up my feed, you know, gave it a little zhuzh up, and I really like it personally, and I'm actually satisfied with the way. I'm actually now happy with how my feed looks, so I thought I would share with you guys my little tips and tricks, what apps I use, how I use them, and what I do on them. So if you want to see how I edit my photos on Instagram, then please keep watching. So the first thing I do is I take my photos. Now when I take my photos, this is probably a whole different other video that I'm gonna have to film, but my mum takes my photos. Shout out to you, mum, love you lots. She takes the best photos of me, and I'm blessed to have her, because without her my Instagram wouldn't happen, and that would be a sad world to live in. So let me screen record, because this is how we do it when we're trying to be profesh. So as you can see, this is kind of my feed ATM. It's very like kind of pastel-y, I guess you could say, but still very much vibrant and all pretty similar. Now the apps I use, I have my own pics and vids section, which is basically for editing. So I use all these apps, these ones, but the three main ones I use to edit my photos are Airbrush, Lightroom and Vsco. Couldn't recommend them enough. So we're gonna go on to Airbrush. Let's go on to favorites and pick a photo. So I'm going to pick a picture that I took for Stay Groovy, or my mum took of me. Okay, we'll pick this photo. So as you can see, it's just a pretty standard photo. Obviously it's incredible because of the jumper, but other than that, it's a pretty standard photo. So I like to use the magic app, the magic setting on Airbrush. So you click onto it and it basically does everything for you. I smooth out my picture a little bit, so this is like skin tone and stuff, because sometimes my skin tone's not great and it needs a little bit of smoothing. That's pretty much all I use. I use the whitening just in case I'm smiling and my teeth aren't looking that great. I am a catfish, but at least I admit it. Then I use the brightening app, which basically just brightens up your eyes, which you can kind of lose the effect in photos when you start editing, so it's good to just, you know, pop them out. And then I also use skin tone. I use the third from the darkest shade. Love that. Always need an extra bit of colour, and that's really all I do on Airbrush. And then I go ahead and save that photo, and then I move on to Lightroom. Now Lightroom, I have had such a love-hate relationship with you for so long, it's a joke. I never really knew how to like use Lightroom in an effective way like I'd seen other bloggers use it, because it's just kind of, it's not a difficult app to work, but it's just kind of not the easiest. So I'm gonna get the photo that we just edited on Airbrush. As you can see, it's still the same. Now I credit myself because I have made my own preset. Now I go into presets and I've called it a little try because it was a little try, and now it's my theme on Instagram. As you can see from the before and after, it has lightened it, it has made the colours more vibrant, it's made the clothing stand out, which is essentially what I want because I am kind of like a style fashion blogger, so that's always what I want to go for. So yeah, you can see like a really big difference, and I really like it. So I'm going to run you through how I made that preset kind of quickly. So you go into light, and I've taken the highlights down to -5. Then shadows up to 80, which basically just really helps brighten up your photos, and just, I think it makes them more appealing, unless you're going for more like a darker effect, then you do you boo. but white's up to +25 and black's +10. I don't think I do anything on curve. No, that's a bit too complicated for me. Right, then we move on to colour. Now I do -5 of the blue because I really like it to be more of a cool toned picture rather than warm. Just a preference. I do the pink a +1, so under tint there's like a green side and a pink side. The pink side I do +1. I just move it up 1. Doesn't really make that much of a difference, I don't know, but I still do it anyway. Vibrance I leave as 0 unless it's a photo that I really want to pop certain colours to. Saturation I do a +10 because we're always trying to pop that tan even more. So when it comes to mix, this is the really important part, I think, for my feed, how I get it to all really like coordinate with each post. Does that make sense? So it's like it is a theme. Basically, every colour I turn the saturation down by -10, and then the only colour I turn up is the orange, and I do that as +10. So I just run you through them. So red -10, orange +10 in saturation, yellow -10, green -10, blue -10, some more blue -10, purple -10, and pink -10. Now, what does this do? This really just highlights the colour orange in every photo, but it just brings out warmth. So obviously I add in blue, cooler tones to like the background, so the background's more cool, and then I like the orange to kind of pop. So that's like skin tone, outfits, that kind of jazz. I really like that. So that's colour. Then on effects, all I really use is clarity, and I turn that down to a -3. This I found makes your skin tone look a lot softer, makes the photo look a bit more softer, kind of more dreamlike, so depending on how much you do with it. So if I just do a quick example, if you get what I mean, it kind of has that angel-y effect, if you know what I mean. So I always like to have that. I think I had it at a -3 or -5. I'll do -5. I think it's usually a -3, but it just adds like a softer tone to your photo. So it's really dependent on what you're looking for with your photos, but that's what that does, and that's why I like it. Then I go on to detail, and I use the effect sharpening, pull that right up to a +20. I really like my photos to be quite crisp and sharp, but not too harsh, so that's why I only go for 20. And then with detail and radius, I think these are set generally how they are, but detail I do 25 and radius a 1. I have never changed that before, so I think that's just generally how it is. So if we look at the photo now, that's how I've done it. You can see the before and after. Look pretty cute. I like that. So go ahead and save that bad boy. So I then go ahead and import my photo into Vsco. Now I love this app so much, but you can go like so wrong with it. So I wanted to run you through what I use. So I'm just gonna copy the edits from, basically I just do the same on every photo. Now you can see from the before and the after, there's not too much of a change, but you can kind of see a little something going on there. Like I said, I use the same edit for every single photo, so they all look the same. Obviously, unless I want a certain colour to pop in the photo, but you get the gist. So on Vsco, I use C7, and I only bring that up to a +4. I really love this effect. It's super cute. I used to use C1, but I really prefer like the oranges and the blues that C7 brings out. Just a big fan of it generally. So then I go on to the kind of like effects bit, and all I really do is I sharpen the photo yet again to a +0.5, and then I add saturation to about a +4, again dependent on the photo. So some photos I may want to bring up a bit more if I want them to be a bit more vibrant and bring the saturation up. It's just really dependent on the photo, but for this I'm kind of happy with the way it is. Then I go on to white balance. Very important, this step. So I do a +0.5 on the temperature, so it's more blue again. I love to bring out the blues, and then I do a +5 on the tint towards the pink side, because I really don't like greeny tones in my photos unless I've got green behind me, but even then I'm not a fan of it for my photos. So I bring that down to a +5. on the pink side, and then it kind of levels them out and it brings a really nice neutral white-ish colour, and that's basically what those two things doing. They kind of act as a balancing scale, if you get what I mean, so it balances out the colour, hence why it's called white balance, I believe. And that's all I do on Vsco. You can go ahead and save that bad boy, and that is all I do with my photos. Really, really, really simple, doesn't take that much. Lightroom takes a while to get your head around, but once you've made a preset that you really like, or you've bought a preset, because you can buy presets, once you've found one that you really enjoy to use, it's pretty simple to actually work around and stuff like that. And then kind of when you get to grips with the effects and what they mean, it's so much easier to edit. So it's taken me some time, but I can finally say I'm satisfied with the way I edit my photos. But yes, I hope you enjoyed, and it's kind of helped you guys a little bit to discover maybe what you want to do with your photos. Please let me know if you guys want me to do any other kind of videos like this. But until next time guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also hit that post notification bell if you do want notifications on when I next upload. Can't promise when that will be, but you never know, could be soon. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys, stay groovy.